Hi everybody, this is John from firstwebreathe.co.uk and welcome back to this video where we're going to look at can you get better cold water immersion from just your face. The reason why we're talking about this is because in a recent podcast on Max Lugavere's podcast, interviewing Dave Asprey on the Genius podcast, they spoke about cold water immersion, and Dave Asprey talked about how you can just immerse your face in cold iced water straight from the freezer and get better cold water immersion effects than you would if you immersed your whole body or you went in a cold shower and got it on your chest and face. Now, who are these people? You might not know who they are. Max Lugavere is actually quite an interesting guy when it comes to all things health and nutrition. He's got the Genius podcast, he's got the Genius book, I think it's called. Interesting stuff. Not right the whole time, but right most of the time in terms of how you can improve your life and become healthier. And Dave Asprey is quite often called the godfather of biohacking. Now, what is biohacking? Biohacking is basically different technologies, supplements, things that you do that mean you hack your biology and thus improve it. Whether or not hacking is the right terminology for you, it sounds cool, it sounds great. Maybe hacking is the wrong terminology. You're just enhancing, optimizing those bioparameters to get positive effects. But either way, Dave Asprey is known as the godfather of it. Is all of his information 100% correct? Well, let's talk about this. So cold water immersion is generally not something that I do very often in terms of with clients. I'm not really the Instagramming, getting them in ice baths kind of breath coach. That's not really the parameters of where I go to in terms of how to achieve and optimize performance through breathing. But as you open up your Instagram app after this or your TikTok or whatever, and you're going to see a lot of people getting into ice baths and deep breathing and all the rest of it for benefits in terms of mental clarity, just generally feeling a lot better, having better focus. These, in terms of the literature, aren't always reflected very well. The literature doesn't really generally support a lot of this in terms of cold water immersion. But that being said, if you feel positive benefits from it and you feel like it's good, then why not do it? Now, let's talk about what they talk about in this clip. In this clip, they talk about, Dave Asprey says that you don't need to get into a cold shower. You don't need to immerse yourself the whole way in cold water. What you can actually do and get the most benefits from is by just freezing a bowl of water in your freezer at home overnight, and in the morning just putting some cold water just to break up the ice, just get the ice to start defrosting, and then immerse your face into it. The reason for this being that there's most dense temperature receptors are within the face. Now, when I've looked into this and gone deeper into the research, what we see is this is not the entirety of the truth. Where we see denseness in terms of temperature receptors are in the cheeks specifically. So not the whole face, but specifically just the cheeks. But obviously if you're immersing things in a bowl of icy water, you're going to get the whole face. And if you're immersing things in terms of your shower and stuff, or you're in an ice bath, you're going to get your whole face. So your cheeks are part of the face, so I can see that logic. But where else you actually get it, and what he talks about in this as well, is that you touch upon the vagus nerve if you just immerse your face. Well, the vagus nerve is set back into your skull, into your face, and into your neck. It's not this far forward. So you'd have to pretty much immerse the whole way, and not just the face is what she's talking about here. You can just put the face in and you'll get all these great ice immersion benefits. Well, the most dense parts are your cheeks, the back of your neck is where you're going to get a lot of dense temperature receptors. So actually you want to immerse these parts of your body as well. And also the other part that has a very good temperature receptivity is in the buttocks. So immersing these parts is going to give you the most benefit. So just doing the face in a salad bowl of ice that you've done overnight and put some cold water on is a great and cheap way to probably do water immersion, but you're not going to hit all the dense spots as you would if you were doing it in your shower or in an ice bath, because you're not going to get the vagus nerve activation, which is right back here, as well as the better receptors of your neck, which are right on the back of the neck and your butt. So you want to immerse all of these. The easiest way to do that is get in water. So the easiest way to do that is get in your shower, crank that all the way down to as low as it will go, and try and bear that for 30 seconds in the back of the neck, your butt, your chest, your face, and you're going to get the most out of that cold water immersion. So it's not wrong to say this. It's not bad advice to be like, do this, because it is a cheap way to do it, but you're only getting a small percentage body-wise of the actual receptors that you want to be hitting compared to if you put yourself in the shower. Now again, let me reiterate, when it comes to the literature on cold water immersion, there is not a lot of supporting literature to say that it does offer a lot of more focus, mental clarity, better weight loss and things like this. Quite often these studies are not performed in a robust way where you can actually see what they did, how they did it for the length of time and what it's measured. And sometimes there is biases to this where they tell the people that are performing in these studies that there's going to be cold water benefits, or people understand now there's more cold water benefits. A lot of the time, I think when we see it on social media, it's because it looks cool and it is very Instagrammable. If you see someone that's doing a lot of ice baths and not a lot of the exercise, then you're definitely missing out on the point of ice baths, because you want to use it for recovery, but you don't want to inhibit any of that muscle growth, that muscle repair, by getting in an ice bath afterwards. And in terms of cold water in breathing and deep breathing, like the Wim Hof method and things like that, like ice has a benefit in these kinds of disciplines, but it's more part of the package. It's more of a shock therapy and how you control your breathing in such shock therapies compared to actually maybe giving you a lot of benefit. But that being said, if you enjoy it, if you like doing ice baths and you feel better for it, go ahead, do it. It's not doing you a lot of harm, and it's obviously increasing your life and in making your life better. So go ahead and do it. Before you go, make sure to like, comment, subscribe for the algorithm, obviously. And if you want to sign up to my newsletter called Insider Advantage, where you get other great tips and videos and stuff around breathing, then sign up to that, which is on my website, firstwebreathe.co.uk. See you all soon.